I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts, you know.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out, you know what I mean, everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, you know, he get that straightened out.
You don't want to live with no regrets. I hate to see what's happening to Gervonta Davis right now. I hope he get it together. That rematch is out there. It'll just be sad if this derailed him.
I'm sure you saw the news what took place earlier today with Gervonta Davis being arrested.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I heard whispers that Devin Haney has a Hall of Fame career right now. I heard the whispers. But guess what? We're not paying attention to this. We're on our way to the Mount Rushmore of boxing.
The boxing world is reacting strongly to Gervonta Davis's recent arrest, with many now speculating whether his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach will be cancelled. Veteran boxing figure Bernard Hopkins expressed hope for Davis's quick release and urged him to focus on what truly matters, his family. Hopkins emphasized the importance of repairing his relationship with the mother of his children and encouraged Davis to remain positive, stay grounded, and refocus on his career to move forward in a better direction.
I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts, you know.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out, you know what I mean, everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, you know, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first, and then career second. But I just wish both his girl, ex-girl, his kid's mother, you know what I mean, can get things together and look forward and be positive going forward.
Antonio Tarver, a respected voice in the boxing community, shared his concerns about Davis's situation. While acknowledging Davis's accomplishments in the ring, Tarver stressed that success in sports isn't enough, true growth requires personal accountability. He also criticized the lack of mentorship and proper guidance among the current generation of athletes, especially those navigating fame and pressure at a young age. In his view, Davis's challenges reflect this broader issue, making the setbacks particularly disheartening with such an important fight approaching.
Horizon.
Into it, kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big shock to a lot of us, but, you know, there's this mindset, you know, the fight with Lamont's not signed yet. Apparently he's going to fight Jake Paul. Like, what's put in and out of boxing right now?
Hey, man, I don't know, but, you know, get these guys the bag so they can get the hell on if they not committed and dedicated to the sport. All they want is a bag. Give them a bag so they can go, bro. I mean, let these fighters that really want the shit, you know, let's parade them. Let's get behind them. Let's support them. Let's build them. I'm not saying I don't know what happened. But I just hope and pray that young man get it together. He's at the top of his career, prime of his career. I would want him to be remembered more by the things that he's doing in the ring rather than out. But, you know, sometimes you got to win in life, too, before you can get in that ring and win. And sometimes life is harder than any opponent that we can face. And I just hope he get it together, bro. I feel like a lot of these young men don't have no mentors, bro. It ain't no more handlers in the game, bro. It ain't nobody taking care of the camp. These guys out here on their own frequency, bro. And I just think there's no more leaders in the game, bro. They not going to where that real energy is that can really humble these guys a little bit. You know, we only got a short period of time to be professional boxers. This shit is over quick, bro. And you don't ever want to live with no regrets. That'll hunt you, bro. That'll hunt you when you know you had the ability to be the best. And you don't want to live with no regrets. I hate to see what's happening to Gervonta Davis right now. I hope he get it together. That rematch is out there. It'll just be sad if this derailed him.
Sports journalist Mike Kors stirred discussion online with a tweet. Gervonta Davis arrested yet again, slated for August 16th rematch with Lamont Roach, that's now in jeopardy. His post quickly circulated among fans and insiders, raising doubts about whether the scheduled rematch will still happen. With Davis facing legal trouble once more, the event's future has grown increasingly uncertain. The timing has fueled speculation that this could delay or derail what was expected to be one of the year's biggest boxing events. In response to the controversy, Lamont Roach remained calm and composed. In a short gym video posted to social media, he stated simply, "We still here," showing his focus and readiness regardless of Davis's situation. Roach's professionalism has earned widespread respect from fans, who admire his dedication in the face of uncertainty.
Certainty.
When asked about Davis's legal troubles, Bill Haney, another prominent figure in boxing, chose not to comment. In a brief exchange, Haney politely deflected the question, suggesting that many in the boxing world are reserving judgment until more facts come to light. His silence may reflect a larger sentiment among professionals who prefer to observe quietly rather than speculate on an evolving situation.
Speculate.
I'm sure you saw the news that took place earlier today with Gervonta Davis being arrested.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I heard whispers that Devin Haney has a Hall of Fame career right now. I heard the whispers. But guess what? We're not paying attention to this. We're on our way to the Mount Rushmore of boxing.
The reaction across the boxing community has been mixed, with some fans growing suspicious about the timing of Davis's legal troubles. Several of his recent arrests have occurred just before major fights, leading some to speculate whether these incidents are more than coincidence. Although there's no evidence of any intentional avoidance, the repeated pattern has raised questions. The speculation intensified after a tweet from user Kyle Makachev falsely claimed the rematch was cancelled. Breaking news: Gervonta Davis vs. Lamont Roach 2 is cancelled. Though no official statement had been made at the time, many fans took the rumors seriously, adding to the uncertainty surrounding the event. Meanwhile, champion boxer Claressa Shields spoke candidly about Davis's struggles. While recognizing his talent, she pointed out that his interviews revealed deeper emotional challenges. Shields encouraged him to seek professional help. Not out of weakness, but as a crucial part of mental health maintenance. Her message was widely seen as compassionate and supportive, advocating for Davis's overall well-being.
Peace.
Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that. And I was just like, what in the world? And like that type of stuff, when you've been fighting and knocking people out and fighting main events. I mean, he fought four main events here at T-Mobile against some of the best fighters. And it's just like, to see that he got evicted from his home and all this other stuff. Now he got kids and, you know, he's not signed with TMT. Mayweather, yeah. Promotions, anymore. It's like, when I hear him talk, he's like he want to be a nicer guy for his daughters and he don't want to be therapy. I think he would be better and even a better fighter if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight, you know. So I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now will have the mental edge over Tank because to me he just needs to take some serious time to deal with whatever he's having to deal with. Nobody knows what it is, but I mean, me being a fighter, I have done plenty of camps where I was depressed and where I was going through anxiety. So it's not an easy thing to get over, especially when you don't have the support from certain people that you used to have.
In previous interviews, Davis has acknowledged the emotional burden of preparing for top-tier opponents. He's admitted to feeling intense pressure when facing highly skilled fighters, revealing a more vulnerable and human side of his persona. These admissions highlight that even elite athletes struggle with self-doubt and stress. Davis's honesty serves as a reminder that mental battles can be just as tough as physical ones in a fighter's path to success.
This journey.
I feel pressure. It's not me fighting home, but the pressure I feel is from what I want to do to that person, or that's showing off my skills. That's showing that I ain't ready to be fought. That's the pressure.
And why do you think this fight is so...
Boxing analyst Dan Raphael tweeted that the August 16th rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach was already unlikely, even before the latest developments. His post echoes a growing sentiment that Davis may never have been fully committed to the fight. Whether due to emotional strain, outside distractions, or shifting priorities, enthusiasm for the bout seemed to wane well before this most recent controversy. Fans have been quick to draw parallels to 2022, when Davis faced legal trouble just 10 days before a scheduled fight with Ryan Garcia. The timing of these incidents has fueled speculation once again, with critics questioning whether these setbacks are mere coincidences or part of a recurring pattern.
The shot of Tank. Listen, innocent until proven guilty. I don't know what transpired. I don't know any of the details. This is the information that is available to us as of this recording. So again, I'm saying unfortunate news because Tank Davis is scheduled to fight, and he's scheduled to fight in 11 days, and it's almost midnight my time, Pacific Standard Time. So that means really 10 days. Does this affect in any way? Will this affect Tank Davis and his fight? You know, I don't know. I don't know all the details, but we've seen stuff like this happen before in the past. And since it's so fresh, today being December 27th, I don't think it will impact or, you know, postpone his fight or anything like that, because it'll be too quick to go to trial or anything like that. However, some would wonder, could this affect him mentally, right? You left Mayweather Promotions, you're your own boss, doing your own thing, so this is your first foray into that. You have a difficult Olympian in terms of Hector Luis Garcia that you're getting ready to fight, a little bit taller and bigger than you, and you know, now you have something in the background. This, I can't say it's news to Gervonta Davis in terms of him having little run-ins, because he had a run-in with some type of vehicular hit and run or whatever the situation is. So he's had court cases before. We'll see how it all plays out.
Social media buzzed with claims that Lamont Roach had strong words for Davis. According to World Boxing News, Roach accused Davis of pulling out due to fear, saying he's scared to get embarrassed. Roach went even further, issuing a direct challenge: step up or step aside. Despite no official confirmation of the fight, tensions between the two continue to escalate. Throughout his career, Davis has spoken about his desire to grow not just as a fighter, but as a father and a man. He has previously mentioned the possibility of retirement to focus on his personal life. While he hasn't revisited that idea recently, this ongoing standoff may mark a pivotal moment in his journey.
Turning point.
What's good, YouTube? Crown Jewel from Crown Jewel Boxing, back with a gem. Checked out the press conference yesterday. Watched the Rise podcast, 2 days ago, watched the Rise podcast response to it yesterday. And I just have to say, I see a lot of people think that, you know, Tank is bluffing with the retirement talk. Could be. I doubt it, though. And I'm going to tell you why I doubt it. When he talked about wanting to seek therapy and the person he has to be in order to be the fighter that he is, and wanting to be a softer person, you know, for his daughters, and wanting to seek therapy and become a better person and be with his children and lead a limelight, it seemed like a lot of emotion and passion in that. It seemed like he really meant what he was saying. There's a lot that comes with not only boxing, you know, because, you know, all fighters deal with certain things with being a boxer, you know, physically and mentally. But he has to deal with being a celebrity, you know, an international star on top of that. And I can't even imagine that pressure. So, you know, things get old, you know, your whole life gets scrutinized, no matter what moves he makes, you know what I mean? It's going to be accepted by some and, you know, ridiculed by others. And some people grow tired of it. You know, living a public life ain't for everybody. He's been tremendously successful, whatever he decides to do. You know, I wish him well. I think we need to, you know, watch this Lamont Roach fight closely, because we've seen this in the past when Mike Tyson talks about his heart no longer being in it. Or, you know, you heard Buddy McGirt recently come out and say, you know, the fire left him, you know, while he was in camp in the middle of a run. I mean, it happens. And, you know, we don't know how it's going to affect him as a fighter. I would hope, you know, he could find it in himself to be motivated and get prepared, you know, and be the best version of himself. Because, you know, as a Tank fan, I don't want to see him in a ring in any other capacity. You know, if he can't bring himself to be the best version of himself, then I think he should walk away. But regardless of what he decides to do, for people like myself, you know, I've had a great time, you know, watching his career. I wish him the best in his personal life. He didn't say he's retiring immediately. He just said he's going to fight 3 times in 2025, and then it'll be over. You know, whoever those 3 fights he chooses to fight, you know, we have to respect it. And I would just say, you know, enjoy him while he's here. Because, you know, everybody in sports, whether it's boxing or otherwise, is only going to be active for a certain amount of time. And once it's over, it's over. So instead of, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking, ridiculing or criticizing, I think he's been a very special talent, and we need to enjoy him while he's here, because the end may be really near, according to what he's saying. That's all I have for y'all right now. Until next time, keep your hands up, your chin down, your ass off the floor. Peace.
Many observers believe now might be the right time for Davis to take a step back and reevaluate both his personal and professional paths. Even before the current legal troubles, there were signs he wasn't fully committed to the Roach rematch. Reports of stalled contract talks and inconsistent training sessions had already raised eyebrows. Now, with these complications unfolding, the likelihood of the fight actually happening appears slimmer than ever. As of now, there's been no official word on the bout's status, leaving fans and industry insiders in a state of suspense.
Lamont is signed and ready to go for the rematch, correct?
Y'all play so many head games, it's not even funny. Let me tell you something, bro. Lamont Roach has never been this big of a fighter before. Everyone knows Lamont Roach now. So he could be reaping the benefits of just enjoying his status of having that draw with Tank, while Tank is the one with the eye of the tiger. Tank is probably in the gym training his ass off. And then sign the contract like, all right, we got to fight when? June. Oh, shit! Let's hurry up and dash your ass. Sugar Ray Leonard did that to Roberto Duran. Duran was told that he had a fight in a couple weeks. And he was like, dude, I'm 190 pounds in Panama. Which is why Roberto Duran was out of shape in the No Mas fight and was like, no mas. So Tank could be over there working, sign the contract in 3 weeks. And all of a sudden, Lamont Roach got to put a training camp together.
Recent reports suggest that Davis may have been exploring another deal, one involving a potential high-profile bout with Shakur Stevenson under the Turkey Promotions banner. If true, this could explain his apparent loss of focus on the Roach rematch. Such a shift in attention might have delayed or even derailed the Roach fight altogether. Davis's career has already seen its share of dramatic moments, and these new developments have only reignited debate. Some fans express frustration, while others remain hopeful that he'll regain his footing. For now, the mood remains uncertain as everyone waits to see what Davis decides next.
So Gervonta Tank Davis was arrested today for boxing, but it wasn't an opponent, it was his wife. He got arrested for battery and domestic violence charges involving the mother of his children. According to the reports, he was accused of slapping her in the face and then hitting her in the back of her head on Father's Day. Oh, now what a twist. Me personally, I don't know what was in Gervonta Davis' coffee that morning. I don't know what he got going on, but if I'm rich and I have money, I'm not hitting no woman. I'm not hitting a woman, period. But especially if I have money. Maybe I just picked a good girl, but my wife has never made me angry to the point where I wanted to punch her in the back of the head. Now, sometimes I wanted to pick her up and tombstone her, but you know, some of those times I let it go. But a lot of people are saying that Tank Davis is a great fighter, but just a terrible person. They're saying it's always the same thing with this guy, just a different day. But then again, we gotta be two-sided in this world. I know it happened multiple times, but we don't know what his baby mama is doing to him. We don't know. Great thing for me, and it should be an amazing thing to you, is we shouldn't care what's going on in the celebrity's household. I just see him on a boxing ring, and I cheer just for the boxing aspect. Now, him being Muhammad Ali at home don't got nothing to do with me. But it do look kind of crazy in the name when you're a famous person. Davis, man, stop hitting that girl. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
Adding to the flood of social media reactions, one user, Benji, tweeted, Gervonta Davis has found a way to successfully duck Lamont Roach. This is comical. The tweet captured both the public's frustration and their disbelief at what seems to be a repeating cycle. Despite the split in opinions, one thing is clear, the public remains heavily invested in Davis's next move. It's also worth noting that in a past case, the accuser eventually retracted her statement, saying no harm had occurred. That incident continues to influence how new allegations are received, prompting many to urge caution until facts are fully verified. As it stands, investigations are ongoing, and no final conclusions have been reached.
It's been made. Boxer Gervonta Davis was charged earlier this week with assault and battery against his girlfriend. Initially, she said he slapped her and threatened to kill her, and he was arrested. He denied everything, and now she's saying he didn't do anything, which is what he said. So what happens next? Generally speaking, a court date will be set. Davis will have to appear as a defendant, and his girlfriend would have to appear as the alleged victim. But a lot of times the alleged victim doesn't appear. because they recant the accusation like she did. If she doesn't appear, the prosecutor can do several things. First, the prosecutor can just dismiss the case because the alleged victim isn't there. They can't proceed without her because her initial statements accusing Gervonta of hitting her are inadmissible. They're hearsay. And she's not there to be subject to cross-examination. So they can either dismiss the case or ask for a new court date and issue a warrant for her to appear. If she doesn't appear, either the first time or the next time or the next time, the case will be dismissed. Because she said he didn't do anything anyway, so it should be dismissed, right? What do y'all think?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for updates, and until next time.